the students performing tonight are also in stagecraft, and a lot of them have worked on the set pieces and costumes and other items that they will be using. I like to have performance level 2 perform in this type of space. They spend their first year working on performance skills in the classroom, and so then I like them to put them to use to perform for the public, and this is a very challenging space to perform in. It really pushes them to create characters, to do characterization, and to project their voice. It's especially hard with the mask on, but they've been doing a great job. They've worked very hard. Just want to make you aware that there are safety exits. The door you came in from, and then at the back of the house that you came through to get up on stage, there are exits on either side over there. There's also emergency exits backstage, right and left. Those require stairs, the ones at the back of the house. This side there's stairs, this side there's a ramp, and then of course out the front. Hopefully we won't have to worry about any kind of emergency. I am grateful to all the parents and allowing us to work so hard after school, and I think they have done a really great job, these students. I would like to say thank you to Stephen Boliver, who's a science teacher here at high school, who helps us with set design, set building and tech, and also Belinda Mays, secretary here at the high school. She helps a lot with costumes, which helps me so much. Reduces my stress level greatly. So thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy the show.
What a very warm day it is. But what a very boring book this is. It has no pictures. And what's the use of a book like that? Hot days make me feel stupid, though I'm considered very bright for my age. Everyone says so.
Oh dear, I'm going to be late. Whoa, the Duchess will be furious. I'm supposed to escort her to the palace garden for the Queen of Hearts Croquet tournament. If we're late for that, the Queen is bound to chop off our heads. That's the penalty for being late, I suppose.
Oh dear, I've seen quite a few rabbits, but never one that took a watch from his pocket. He must have gone down this rabbit hole. Quite a large rabbit hole. Maybe not for me. I'll risk it. Help! Save me! Help! I'm horrible! Oh, I wonder how many miles I've fallen by this point. I would fall right through the earth. How funny of you to see people walking upside down. I will ask, please ma'am, is this New Zealand or Australia? I seem to have reached the bottom, or mine at any rate. It says, drink me. It's not marked poison, so I'll taste it. Very nice. It has a mixed flavor of cherry tart, custard, pineapple, roast turkey, and hot buttered toast. Delicious. Good heavens, I must be shrinking. I don't feel more than 2 feet high. Oh dear. Oh, here's that nice rabbit again. Please, Mr. Rabbit, I'm lost, and I have a horrible feeling I've been shrinking. You look much larger than the last time I saw you.
Oh, my ears and whiskers. We shall all be late. Ah, man. I forgot my gloves. The Duchess will be beside herself with fury. Oh, and the Queen of Hearts will surely chop off my head. She'll make rabbits do with me and put me into a pie.
Say
At least it was when I got up this morning.
So your name is Alice? I'm very, very fond of Alice's. You must come to my garden this afternoon and play croquet.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I'm making tarts for the occasion from my royal recipe.
Lovely. I'm very fond of tarts. At tea time, my mother always scolds me for helping myself.
You had better not help yourself to any of my tarts. Stealing tarts is a capital offense. I always have an executioner close by to help you have anyone caught stealing tarts.
Please don't be heavy, Your Majesty. Such strange things have been happening, and I'm very desperate to get home and see Dinah. She's my cat.
Impossible. Only royal persons are permitted to go home. You'll have to become a queen yourself before you'll be allowed to go.
I shall have to become Queen Alice? Just to leave?
Certainly, you foolish girl. You'll have many strange adventures before that happens. Every adventure is a necessary step. First, you must journey across Wonderland until you get to the border of Looking Glass Land. Then you'll travel square by square across the giant chessboard until you get to the 8th row. Then you'll become queen yourself, and you may go anywhere you please.
It sounds very difficult and confusing.
You had no business coming here in the first place.
Yes, ma'am. And I never shall again.
Hold your tongue! I'm a hungry hyena and you're a bone.
I beg your pardon.
You'd better all have your head chopped up! Come to the croquet game this afternoon. Mind your manners when you get there, don't be late. You'll be punished. Tally-ho! Tally-ho! Off with their heads! Tally-ho!
She tells me to mind my manners.
Off with their heads! Off with their heads!
I'm very curious everything is today. Oh, Mr. Rabbit, sir!
Oh, it's just you. You met the Queen of Hearts, have you? Oh, wager you're sorry now that you followed me here. Oh no. Did she ask you to play croquet?
Yes, she did, and very discourteously.
I shouldn't go if I were you. It's very dangerous to play games with Her Majesty.
She threatened to punish me severely if I didn't go.
Well, she will. Her Majesty has a dreadful temper.
Off with their heads!
I was told not to be late, but she didn't say what time the croquet match began.
Just get there as soon as you can. The Queen will decide for herself whether you're late or not.
I shall start crying any minute. Please, could you tell me?
No time. The Duchess. Oh, will she be savage if I kept her waiting?
Off with their heads, I say!
No time.
Sir, you seem to have lost your gloves. Oh, I'm so afraid I'm homesick. Stop crying. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, big girl like you. Yesterday things were just as usual. I changed during the night, but if I'm not the same, who am I? I'll see if I can remember a song I used to know. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail, and pour the waters of the Nile on every gold scale? How cheerfully seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws, and welcome little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. Oh, I'm sure those aren't the right words. Oh, I can't stop crying, and it's becoming so slippery underfoot. I'm wading in a puddle of my own tears. I'll be up to my chin in salt water. Help! Help! Save me! I'm drowning!
Stop complaining.
Good gracious, a mouse! We'll both be drowned. Mouse, do you know the way out of this pool? I'm so tired of swimming. Oh, he won't listen. I know. I'll call Cat. Cat! Oh, I beg your pardon.
Would you like cats if you were me?
Don't be angry. I wish I could show you Dinah. She's such a dear, purring by the fire, and she's wonderful for catching mice. Oh, dear. We won't talk about her anymore if you don't like to.
We indeed, as if I would talk on such a subject. Our family always hated cats, nasty, low, vulgar things.
Are you fond of dogs? There's such a nice dog by our house, a terrier. The farmer says he catches rats and... Oh, dear. I'm afraid I've offended it again. Mouse dear, we won't talk about cats or dogs either, if you don't like them.
Let's get to the shore, then I'll tell you my history.
You don't understand why I hate cats and dogs.
You promised to tell me your history. You know, why you hate C's and D's.
Mine's a long and sad tale.
It's a long tale, certainly, but why do you call it sad?
We lived beneath the mat, warm and snug and fat, which but one bore that was the cat. To our doors a clog, in our eyes a fog, on our hearts a log, was the dog. When the cat's away, the mice will play. But alas, one day, so they say, came the dog and cat, hunting for a rat, crushing all the mice, all flat, each one as he sat, underneath the mat, warm and snug and fat. Think of that. You're not attending!
On the contrary, I was paying close attention. You're so easily offended, you know.
Oh, you can't talk to me like that. I shall walk back.
Oh, please come back.
Must have been a lesson to never lose your temper.
I wish I knew what all this meant. I wish I had Dinah here. She'd get the mouse back again. And she's such a capital cat for catching mice. I'm sure she's the best cat in the whole world. Oh, my dear Dinah, I wonder if I shall ever see you again. I wonder if I could get home without having my head. Oh, someone's coming. I wonder if it's the mouse to finish his story. Oh, please, Mr. Rabbit, I'm really desperate to get home. Could you tell me the proper road to take?
Oh, the Duchess! The Duchess! Oh, my dear paws! Oh, my fur and whiskers! Oh, she'll get me executed as sure as carrots are carrots! Ah, where can I drop them? Where are they? Where are they? Gah! You! Run home this minute and fetch me a pair of gloves! Quick now!
Oh, here they are, sir. If only I'd known what he was looking for. Wherever I go, something peculiar is bound to happen.
Who are you?
I hardly know right now. At least I thought I knew who I was when I got up this morning. But I keep changing.
Explain yourself.
I can't explain myself because I'm not myself, you see.
I don't see.
Being so many different places in a day is bewildering, and being two different sizes is very confusing. Is that any clearer?
Not a bit. Who are you?
I think you want to tell me who you are first.
Who I? Come back. I've something important to say. Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. So you think you're changed, do you?
Yes. I can't remember things as I used to.
Can't remember what things.
Well, I tried reciting How Doth a Little Busy Bee, but it came out different.
Repeat. You are old, Father William.
You are old, Father William, the young man said, and your hair has turned very white. Yet you incessantly stand on your head. Do you think at your age it is right? In my youth, Father William replied to his son, I feared it would injure the brain. But now that I'm perfectly sure that I have none, why I do it again and again. You are old, said the youth. One would hardly suppose that your eye was as steady as ever. Yet you balance an eel at the end of your nose. What made you so awfully clever? I answered, one question, and that is enough, said his father. Don't give yourself airs. Do you think I could listen all day to such stuff? Now be off, or I'll take you downstairs.
That is not said right.
Not quite right, I'm afraid.
It is wrong from beginning to end. What size do you want to be?
Well, I should like to be a little larger. 3 inches is such a wretched height to be.
It is a very good height indeed.
But I'm not used to it.
If you're determined to grow taller or shorter, just break a little piece off the edge.
The edge of what?
Why, the mushroom, of course. It's a magic mushroom. Do as I say, girl.
And this will make me smaller or larger?
Whichever you like. All you have to do is nibble and wish.
I just nibble and wish?
Well, not now.
But when?
When the time comes.
When will the time come?
You'll know. Now, tell me where you're going.
I'm going to the palace to play croquet with the Queen of Hearts. What are you laughing at?
Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Not if you ever want to go home.
Why do you say that?
Many who go to the palace never go home at all. They lose their heads over it.
But I don't know harm to anyone.
You'll be accused of something before the day is out. Mark my words. Let me give you some advice before it's too late.
Oh, please do.
When the time comes, use your wish. Use your wish, my girl.
Invitation for the Duchess and the Queen of Hearts to play croquet.
From the Queen of Hearts, an invitation from the Duchess to play croquet. There's no sort of use in knocking, and that's for 2 reasons. First, I'm on the same side of the door as you are. Secondly, they're making such noise inside, nobody could possibly hear you.
How am I to get in?
There would be some sense in you knocking if there was a door between us. For instance, you could knock and I could let you out, you know.
But how am I to get in?
Are you taking it at all?
It's really dreadful the way these creatures argue. It's enough to drive one crazy.
I shall sit here on and off for days and days.
But what am I to do?
Anything you like?
There's no use in talking to him. He's perfectly idiotic. I shall go around the kitchen door. Achoo! Achoo! There's certainly too much pepper in that soup. Achoo! Please, could you tell me why your cat grins like that?
It's a Cheshire Cat, that's why. Have you never heard the expression grin like a Cheshire Cat?
I didn't know that cats could grin.
They all can and they all do.
I don't know any that do.
You don't know much, and that's a fact. Hey, take that, and that, and that.
But must you spank the baby?
Yes, take that, and that, and that.
I wish your cook wouldn't throw plates around that way. She'll hurt the baby's precious nose.
Not your business. If everybody minded their own business, the world would go around a deal faster.
Which would not be an advantage, as it takes the world 24 hours to turn on its axis.
Speaking of axes, chop off his head.
Or is it 12?
Don't bother me. I never liked religion. Speak roughly to your little boy and beat him when he sneezes. For he only does it to annoy because he knows it teases. I speak severely to my boy. I beat him when he sneezes, for he can thoroughly enjoy the pepper when he pleases.
May I ask you a question, Your Grace?
Never stop asking questions.
Are you going to the palace?
I've been invited.
So have I, and I wondered if I might go with you.
The White Rabbit is the call. You'll have to find your own escort. Hey, here, you may nurse it a bit if you like. There you are, Rabbit. About time, too.
I beg pardon, Your Grace. I was delayed.
You always are.
Please, Mr. Rabbit, I'm afraid to go to the palace alone. Might I go with you?
Better not go at all.
The Duchess is right, my dear. You see, the Queen of Hearts is very angry with both of us, and if she were to see you two, oh, no good would come of it.
But where shall I go?
Attend some other party, child.
Well, at least I can look after this child. If I don't take it away, they'll surely ruin it. Don't grunt like that. That's not the proper way for a baby to express itself. If you're going to continue to act like a pig, my dear, I'll have nothing more to do with you. It is a pig! If it had grown up, it would have been a dreadfully ugly child. But it'll make a rather handsome pig, I think. Meow, meow. Pussy Cat, they wouldn't take me with them to the palace. Could you tell me where I ought to go?
That depends on where you want to go.
I don't care where.
Then it doesn't matter which way you go.
Well, so long as I get somewhere.
Oh, you're sure to do that. If only you walk long enough.
Well, what sort of people live here?
To the east lives a Mad Hatter. To the west lives a Mad March Hare. Visit either you like.
Well, I don't want to go among mad people.
Oh, you can't help that. We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad.
How do you know that I'm mad?
You must be, or you wouldn't be here.
This certainly is a strange country. Frightening. I wish I'd never come here at all.
Nobody will harm you.
Truly?
Yes, truly. Well, except, of course, the Queen of Hearts. She's the most bloodthirsty monarch that ever lived. Make an enemy of her, and well, you're doomed.
Well, that's what I was frightened of.
Are you really going to the palace?
I may, or I may not.
If you do go, you may see me there, or you may not. Oh, by the by, what became of the baby?
It turned into a pig.
Oh, I thought it would. Oh, did you say pig or fig?
I said pig.
Darn.
And I wish you wouldn't keep appearing and vanishing so suddenly.
Bye-bye.
Well, I've often seen a cat without a grin, but a grin without a cat? It's most curious. I hear the tinkling of teacups and people laughing. The March Hare must be serving tea. Perhaps, as it is May, he will be raving mad. At least, not as mad as he was in March. many words and heights. I didn't know it was your table.
Your hair needs cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's rude.
What? Serena? Like a writing desk.
I believe I can guess at that.
Me, you think you can find the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then why don't you say what you mean?
I do. At least I mean what I say. That's the same thing, you know.
Oh, not the same thing, one bit. Why, you might as well just say that I see what I eat is the same as I eat what I see.
You might as well say that I like what I get is the same thing as I get what I like. You might as well just say that I breathe when I sleep is the same thing as I sleep when I breathe. It is the same with you.
What date is it?
The 4th.
Ah, 2 days wrong. I told you not to stuff butter in the gears.
It was the best butter.
I don't understand this.
Oh, the Dormouse is just asleep again.
Of course, just as you wish.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor I.
I think you ought to do something better with time than wasting it and asking silly riddles that have no answer.
If you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, of course, you know. I dare say never even spoke to time.
Perhaps not, but I do know I must be time whenever I learn music.
Well, then that accounts for it. Oh, he won't stand the beating. Now, if you only kept on good terms with him, he could almost anything you wanted with the clock. For instance, suppose it was time to begin lessons. You only have to whisper a hint at a time, and round and round the clock goes 1:30. The time, oh, time for dinner. Move now.
I really wish it was.
That should be grand, certainly, but I shouldn't be hungry.
Well, not at first, perhaps, but you could keep it to 1:30 as long as you like.
Is that the way you manage?
Oh, hi. Well, we quarreled last March, just before he went mad. Oh, the great songs were given by the Queen of Hearts, and I had to sing. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder what you're at. You know the poem, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
Well, it was on, you know, in this way. Up above the world you fly, like a DJ in the sky. Twinkle, 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 twinkle. I sing that for a party once. But I hardly finished the first verse from the Queen. Balled out, he's killing time. Up with his head, he's killing time. Ever since Father Time will do a thing I ask. It's always 4 o'clock by my watch.
Is that why there's so many teacups?
Yes. It's always a tea time. We have no time to wash the dishes in between.
Then you keep moving around, I suppose.
Exactly so. As things get used up.
But what happens when you come to the beginning again?
Suppose we change the subject. I bet the young lady tells us a story.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't know one.
The Dormouse shall. Wake up, Dormouse.
I wasn't asleep. Tell us a story.
Yes, please do.
And be quick about it, or I'll just be asleep before it's done.
Once upon a time, there were 2 little sisters, and their names were Elsie and Lacey and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well.
What did they live on?
They lived on maple syrup.
Very sad. They'd have been ill.
So they were very ill. Take some more tea.
I've had nothing yet, so I can't take more.
You mean you can't take less. It's very easy to just take more than nothing.
Nobody asked for your opinion.
Oh, who is making personal remarks now?
Why did they live at the bottom of a well?
It was a syrup well.
There's no such thing.
If you can't be polite, you better finish the story yourself.
No, please, go on.
And so, these three little sisters, they were learning to draw, you know?
What did they draw?
Maple syrup.
Oh, a clean cup. It's on the one down.
But where did they draw the maple syrup from?
You can draw water out of a water well, so I think you could draw syrup out of a syrup well. Stupid.
They were in the well.
Of course they were. Well in. They were learning to draw and they drew all manner of things. Everything that begins with an M.
Why with an M?
Why not? So the trash bags and the moon and memory and muchness. You say things are much of a muchness. Did you ever see such thing as a drawing of a muchness?
Really, you ask me? I don't think I ever have.
Then you should have talked about it.
Really, you are much too rude. I shall never take tea with you again. I should have gone to the Queen's garden party.
You mean to say you were invited to play croquet?
I was.
Whoa, wait. And you didn't go?
Well, I haven't yet.
Well, then you must go. Now, you must go at once. Don't wait another minute. My fucking body.
Do you realize what could happen to us?
You antagonize Her Majesty heads. Well roll.
Oh dear, if I must go, I must. But how do I find the palace?
Go up the hill and they find a big mulberry bush. Then you go around the mulberry bush.
You'll find the palace at the Royal Croquet Grounds.
You can't possibly miss it. Go on. Hurry. Hurry. Or head the hole. You mustn't be late.
I'm hurrying and turn as fast as ever I can. Oh dear, please don't be angry. Oh, my poor head. I can't lose my head.
I mean, we already got to the marcher's foot.
What's that about, Five? Don't go splashing paint over me like that. I couldn't help it. Suddenly blocked my elbow. That's right. Five always ready for blame on others. You shouldn't be talking. I heard the Queen say you should be beheaded. What for? That's none of your business. It's Duchess' business. I'll tell him. It was for bringing the cooked tulip balls instead of onions. Well, all the unjust things. Who is she?
Please, could you tell me why you're painting those roses?
Why, the fact is, you see, miss, this here ought to have been a red rose tree, but we planted a white one by mistake. And if the Queen was to find out, we'd all have our heads cut off, you know?
The Queen! The Queen! It's the Queen! Say, Your Majesty, give way for the Queen of Hearts!
Who is this? What is your name, child?
My name is Alice, Your Majesty. We met this morning.
Yes, Alice, to be sure. And, who are these?
How should I know, Your Majesty? This is your croquet garden.
Over her head!
Consider, my dear, she's just a child.
I forgive her on the ground of youth, then. Turn them over.
Yes, Auntie. I mean, yes, Your Royal Majesty.
verdict. There's more evidence to come, Your Majesty. I've just been handed this paper. Seems to be a set of verses.
Suspicious!
Are they in handwriting of either prisoner?
I can't tell.
Not in mine.
Not mine.
Well, shall I read them anyway, Your Majesty?
Begin at the beginning and go on till you come to the end. Then you may stop.
They told me you had been to her and mentioned me to him. She gave me a good character, but said I could not swim.
That's the most important piece of evidence we've heard. Now let the jury proceed.
If the jury can explain it, I'll give him 6 pence. I don't believe there's an atom of meaning in it.
She doesn't believe there's an atom of meaning in it.
Well, I do seem to see some meaning. I said I could not swim. You can't swim, can you?
Does it look like I could?
You heard him confess. Consider your verdict.
No! Sentence first, verdict later.
That's illegal!
Hold your tongue! Alice, I said hold your tongue!
I won't!
I said hold your tongue now!
I won't do it! Help me! Duchess!
She's there!
Why did you come here at all?
I only wondered what your garden was like.
When you say garden, I've seen gardens, compared with which this would be a wilderness.
And I thought I'd try to make it to the top of that hill.
When you say hill, I can show you hills, in comparison with which you call that a valley.
No, I shouldn't. A hill can't be a valley. That would be nonsense.
I've heard nonsense, compared with which would be as sensible as a dictionary.
This must be Looking Glass Land. It's marked out like a giant chessboard. A huge game of chess being played all over the world. If this is the world at all. Wait, I remember. If I can cross the chessboard, I can become a queen. And if I become a queen, I can go home.
That's easy to manage. When you get to the 8th square, you'll be a queen. Come along. Faster, faster. Don't try to talk. Faster.
Are we nearly there?
Nearly there. Why, we passed it 10 minutes ago. Faster. You may rest a little now, my dear.
We've been in the same place this whole time.
Of course we have.
In our country, you generally get somewhere if you ran very fast for a long time.
Here, you see, it takes all the running you can to keep in the same place. If you want to get somewhere else, you must run at least twice as fast.
How dreadful. I'll never get home.
Remember, this is Looking Glass Land. If you hold the word evil up to a mirror, it simply lives, spelled backwards.
I guess you're right.
So cheer up. Take another example. Look at this poetry book.
Why, it's backwards.
Of course, he's come to the looking glass.
It's called Jabberwocky. 'Twas thrilling and slithy's toes did ride gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the burrow the mome rats outraged. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaw that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. And as in uffish there he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame, came whistling through the tugly wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker snack. He left it dead, and with its head he came galumping back. It doesn't make sense.
It does to me. Perhaps we should run a bit and clear away the problems.
Oh, I'd rather not run anymore, please. I'm so hot and thirsty.
Have a dry biscuit? While you're refreshing yourself, I'll just take the measurements. The end 2 yards. I shall give you your directions. Have another biscuit?
No, thank you. One's quite enough.
The first quench, I hope. Shall paste them before again. 3, 4, and I must say goodbye. 5. Here's how to cross the chessboard. Listen, a pawn goes 2 squares in its first move, you know. See, you go very quickly to the 3rd square, and you get to the 4th square in no time. But that's where it belongs to Serena and Cordova. The 5th is mostly water, and the 6th belongs to Humpty Dumpty. You have to do it in as you can. Have you nothing to say?
I didn't know I had to say anything just then.
The 7th square is all forested, and the 8th square will be queens together. It's all feasty and fun. Off we go.
She can run very fast.
Goodbye, my little dear.
If you think we're statues, you ought to pay, you know. Statues aren't made to be looked at for nothing. Know how?
On the other hand, people are live about to speak.
I'm very sorry.
I know what you're thinking, but it isn't so. Know how?
Contrary wise, if it was so, it might be. If it were so, it would be. But as it isn't,
chessboard. Could you tell me?
You like poetry?
Some poetry.
What's your teacher?
The walrus and the carpenter. That's the longest.
If it's very long, could you first tell me the way to the White Queen?
Sit and listen. The walrus and the carpenter were walking on the strap. They wept like anything to see. Such quantity should have said. If this was only clear wind, they said, it would be grand. Sit down.
Oh, oysters, come walk with us.
The walrus did beseech.
A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk along the briny beach. We cannot do with more than four to give a hand to each. Sit down.
All the young oysters hurried up, all eager for a treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces washed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this is scarcely odd, because they hadn't any feet. Sit down.
Four other oysters followed them, and yet another four. And thick and fast they came at last, and more and more and more, all hopping through the frothy waves and scrambling to the shore. Sit down.
Four young oysters hurried up, all eager. And the walrus and the carpenter walked on a mile or so, and rested on a rock conveniently low. Sit down.
The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many themes, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings. Sit down.
A loaf of bread, the walrus said, is what we chiefly need. Pepper and vinegar besides are very good indeed. Now, oysters dear, if you're ready, we can begin to feed. Sit down.
But not us, the oysters cried, turning a little blue.
After such kindness, that would be a dismal thing to do. The night is fine, the walrus said. Do you admire the view? Sit down.
It seems a shame, the walrus said, to play them such a trick, after I brought them out so far and made them tread so quick. The carpenter said nothing, but the butter spread too thick. Sit down.
I weep for you, the walrus said. I deeply sympathize.
With sobs and tears he sorted out those of the largest size, holding his pocket handkerchief before his streaming eyes. One more verse.
Oh, oysters, said the carpenter, you've had a pleasant run.
Shall we trotting home again? But the answer came there none. And this was scarcely odd, because they'd eaten every one.
I liked the walrus best because he was a little sorry for the poor oysters.
The walrus ate more than the carpenter. He held his pocket handkerchief in front, so the carpenter couldn't count how many he took.
Well, that was a very unpleasant tale. Now, could you tell me the way to the White Queen? It's getting dark and I think it's going to rain. Thanks. I'm lost and I do so need some help. Won't somebody please help? Someone's shadow has blown off.
Bread and butter, bread and butter, bread and butter.
Am I addressing the White Queen?
I call it undressing.
May I put your shawl straight for you?
It's out of tipper, I think. I've pinned it here and I've pinned it there. There's just no pleasing it.
It can't go all on one side, you know. Dear me, what a state your hair is in.
The brush got entangled in it, and I lost the comb yesterday.
Well, you look rather better now, but really, you should have a lady's maid.
We're very sweet. I'll hire you with pleasure. Once a week, and jam every other day.
Well, I don't want you to hire me. Besides, I don't care much for jam. Oh, could you tell me the way across the chessboard?
It's very good jam.
Well, I don't want any today.
Well, you couldn't, even if you did. The rule is, jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but never jam today.
It must come sometime to jam today.
No, it can't. It's jam every other day. And today isn't any other day, you know.
I don't understand.
Well, that's the effect of living backwards. It makes one a
Mine only works one way. I can't remember things before they happen.
It's a poor memory that only works backwards.
What sort of things do you remember best?
Oh, the things that happened the week after next. For instance now, there's the king's messenger. He's in prison now being punished. And the trial doesn't even begin until next Wednesday. And of course, the crime comes last of all.
But suppose he never commits the crime.
Well, that would be all the better, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would, but it wouldn't be all the better, his being punished.
You're wrong there at any rate. Were you ever punished?
Only for faults.
And you were all the better for it. I know. Ow, ow, ow.
Have you cut your finger?
Not yet, but I soon shall. Oh,
When?
when I fasten my shawl, the pin will come undone. Oh, ow.
But you're holding it all crooked.
You see? That accounts for the bleeding. Now you understand the way things work here.
But why don't you scream now?
I've done all the screaming already. What would be the good in screaming all over again?
Well, I'm glad it's getting lighter out. I thought night was coming on.
I wish I could manage to be glad. You must be very happy being glad whenever you like.
Yes, but everything's very different here, and that makes me sad.
Oh, don't go on like that. Consider what a long way you've come. Consider what o'clock is. Really, you've done very well. Consider anything, only don't cry.
Can you keep from crying by considering things?
Nobody can do two things at once, you know. Let's start with your age to begin with. How old are you?
7.5, exactly.
And I'm just 101 5/5 and a day.
I can't believe that.
Can't you?
I can't believe impossible things.
You haven't much practice. When I was your age, I believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. There goes my shawl again. It's okay. I've got it. Now you're supposed to be pinning on again all by myself.
Then I hope your finger is better now.
Oh, much better. Much better, much better, 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 and better.
But wait, please. I need directions.
Don't let that girl reach the 8th square. I'm determined she shall not be crowned a queen. I want my queen of love. Next time.
Than a baby.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again. That last line is much too long for poetry.
Don't stand chatting to yourself. Tell me your name and your business.
My name is Alice, and I'm passing the chessboard to become a queen.
Alice is a stupid name. What does it mean?
Must a name mean something?
Of course. My name means the shape I am, and a handsome shape it is too. With a name like yours, you can be anything.
But why do you sit there all alone?
Why? Because there's nobody with me. Did you think I didn't know the answer to that? Ask me another.
Don't you think you'd be safer here, on the ground?
Of course not. If I ever did fall off, which there's no chance of, the king has promised with his very own mouth, too.
To send all his horses and all his men?
You've been listening at doors and keyholes.
I haven't either. It's in a book. Oh, what do you have? Bow tie you got on? Or a belt? No, the bow tie thing. If only I knew which was your neck and which was your waist.
It's the most provoking thing when a person doesn't know a bow tie from a belt.
I'm sorry.
It's a tie, child. It's a present from the White Queen. There now.
Is it really?
She gave it to me for an unbirthday present.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not offended.
No, I mean, what is an unbirthday present?
A present given to you when it isn't your birthday.
I like birthday presents best.
You don't know what you're talking about. You really don't. How many days are there in a year?
365.
And how many birthdays have you?
1.
And if you take 1 from 365, what remains?
364, of course.
That means that there are 364 days when you might get birthday presents. There's glory for you.
I don't know what you mean by glory.
When I use the word, I choose what it means. Neither more nor less.
The question is whether you can get a word to mean so many different things.
The question is to be mastered. That's all impenetrability. That's what I say.
You seem to be very good at explaining words. Can you tell me the meaning of a poem called Jabberwocky?
I could if I choose. I can explain all the poems that were ever invented, and a good many that haven't been invented yet. But instead, I'm going to give you a piece of advice.
Oh, thank you.
This is important, so listen carefully. I sent a message to the fish. I told them this is what I wish. The little fish's answer was, we cannot do it, sir, because...
That's your advice?
The important part is coming. Then someone came to me and said, the little fishes are in bed. I took a corkscrew from the shelf. I went to wake them up myself. And when I found the door was locked, I pulled and pushed and kicked and knocked. And when I found the door was shut, I tried to turn the handle, but...
Is that all?
And so my advice is, run!
I beg your pardon?
Run! Run for your life, Mr. Christopher!
Rabbit, what can I do?
Alice, stand perfectly still.
Help!
Stand still.
Stop! All hail Queen Alice!
What?
All hail Queen Alice!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Wait a minute!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Am I really a queen? This must be the 8th square.
No.
Yes, you crossed the chessboard. Now you can do what you wish.
Well, this is grand. I never thought I'd get to be a queen, if I really am a queen.
I invite you to Alice's dinner party this afternoon. And I invite you, Your Majesty.
I didn't know I was having a dinner party. But if there is to be one, shouldn't I invite the guests?
The guests have already been invited, and they must hurry before they fall asleep. I know exactly how they feel. I am so sleepy. She's tired, poor thing. Move your hair, run to your nightcap. Sing her a soothing lullaby.
I haven't got a nightcap, and I don't know any soothing lullabies.
Oh, my ears and whiskers. Guys, we shall all be late. Come along, Your Royal Majesties. This way. This way.
We've missed the super fish. Bring on the mutton. I drink to Queen Alice's health.
Queen Alice's health.
Well, my girl, I was hot on your heels from square to square, and I had planned to chop off your head before you ever set a crown on it. It's too late to remedy matters now, so you may go home as safely as you please.
Now, if we all drink to your health, you ought to return thanks in any little speech.
Oh, looking glass creatures, now let it be said, I've a scepter in hand, I've a crown on my head. Let looking glass creatures, whatever they may be, come dine with the red queen, the white queen, and me.
Then
And open glasses as quick as you can and
I laughed and realized that everything that happened here was all a dream. But I can never, not ever, for as long as I live, forget my magical visit to Wonderland.
Dormouse a week ago, so thank you, Riley. Ashlyn is also in advance. She started Monday. We had to replace Tweedledum, and so she graciously stepped in and helped us out. Thank you, Ashlyn. She started out as my assistant director. When we had to replace the White Queen a couple weeks ago, she got put into that role. Thank you, Anna. And Carrejo. Another advanced drama student who couldn't do the fall play, so he was required to do this play, and he ended up doing 3 roles. Helpful. He did the flyers, he did the programs, he was willing to do whatever I asked him to do, whatever I needed him to do. Yay, Kenneth! So thank you for being here this evening and sharing this time with us.